Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one, well, we haven't gone back very far. This game came out, I believe, in 2018. This is, well, to me it looks like Yoomp, but I've been reliably informed that it's actually pronounced Yoomp, which makes much more sense. Well, Yoomp 64 is actually a Commodore 64 conversion of a game that appeared on the Atari Lynx, I think it was. The handheld Atari thing. So this was coded by a load of Polish people, so I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to pronounce their names, but I'll give it a go. I'm probably going to sound like the German officers in that film, How I Unleashed World War II. Right, so programming graphics by Zbigniew Ross. Music by MCH Mikhail Brzezinski. And the original game idea, Marcin Zukowski. I don't think I did too bad there. It's not like I was trying to pronounce Gregor Brzezinski. Right, anyway, let's get a game underway. So when you press fire, you actually get the options to appear. So you can have music or sound effects. Unfortunately, you can't have both. There's also password, 4 letters, which allow you to change your starting point. But let's start on level 1. So the idea is quite simply to get the one end, get from one end to the other. Some of the tiles that you bounce on will give you like different abilities. You can jump further. Some will speed you up, I think. Some will hinder you. So of course straight away the obvious comparison is with Trailblazer or Cosmic Causeway. It's obviously a lot slower than either of those two games, but just because it's slower doesn't mean it's easier. The game does start off pretty gentle, there's no denying that, but it doesn't stay this easy for long. So I think we are approaching the end of level 1. Yep, that's it. So that's level 1 done. So level 1 is a really sort of like gentle starter. Now apparently there is a link between all of the passwords, so this one is TRID. I haven't got a clue what the link is. I would imagine it's probably only going to be apparent to the Poles. So here we go, level 2. We get a different piece of music. I do like the way that the ball sort of bounces in time to the music that's playing. Unfortunately, there are only the 2 different pieces of music throughout the game. Also, you do have the ability to do a super jump. You can see at the bottom there, it shows jumps 3. If you hold down the fire button, when the ball bounces, it will do one of those super jumps on its own. You don't have to use the icons on the ground as we get through level 2. But I never use it. Well, it's not like I can complete the game. as the next password is Harris. But yeah, I can get pretty, well, to me anyway, pretty far in it. And I've never actually used the jumps. I freely admit it is largely because I keep forgetting that I even have that ability. So, yeah. I'll say the game starts innocuously enough, and you think, well, this looks pretty fucking easy. Believe me, it doesn't stay easy. The sort of difficulty curve is, you know, it's not hugely steep. God, I nearly fucked up there. But the game really does punish you if you do lose a life, because it puts you right back to the start of the level. So you have to do, you know, you have to get through each level without losing a single life. Because if you do lose a life, say, it puts you right back at the start of the level again, and that does get a bit frustrating. There's no two ways about it. So we're on to the 4th level here, and well, let's get the review underway. I hit one of the icons, but I'm not sure which one it was. So graphics, I think the graphics are fine, but you may have already spotted yourself the graphics on the actual like tunnel that you're bouncing through are unbelievably pixelated in places, in a lot of places, and yeah, it doesn't look that good when they are that heavily pixelated. I think if you were to, you know, play the game on a lower resolution, I mean, I'm playing this on a fucking 2560 by 1440 monitor, which probably doesn't help. So if you were to lower your screen resolution, it may not be quite so bad, or play it in windowed mode or something. But yeah, the very heavy pixelation doesn't help much. But that's the only real sort of like complaint I have regarding graphics. I think they do look pretty good. The tunnel effect is certainly well done. Yeah, I sped up a fair bit there. That, because I hit a particular icon, it reversed my controls, and now I've got to do that whole level again, and I was fucking close to the end of that level there. That is another problem with the pixelation on the tunnel. It is hard, really hard sometimes, to actually see what the icons are that you're about to land on. Now this game is available as a free download. There is a donation option, and you can pay whatever you feel it's worth. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description for the video. Anyway, so I've covered graphics. Audio, I think the music is great. I do wish there was a bit more of it. You have the title page music, and you have the 2 pieces of music throughout the game. That's it. I'll say the fact that there is only 3 though, I can't complain too vociferously about it, because like I say, I think the music is great. I just wish there was more of it. Alright, so we're approaching that bastard bit again. Yeah, so there's the speed up icons, and then we are approaching the ones that we're gonna send, yeah, moving me around. Speeding it up, reversing my controls. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know how I got through it, but there we go. So we got through that level at last. So on to, is it level 5 now? Can't see. Fucking made a real bollocks up of that. Alright, let's try that again. We'll go this side this time. Okay, yes, level 5. Right, here we go. I think this is my last life. So, I mean, the gameplay, yes, okay, the game starts off fairly simple. And, I mean, alright, the gameplay is, you know, somewhat simplistic all the way through. That is not a bad thing, though. And I fell down the fucking hole. So, that's his game over. But yeah, I mean, the fact that the game is, you know, at least the premise of the game is simple enough. Will I actually get top on the high score sheet this time? No. I've never got the position 1. I got P2 loads of times, but yeah, I can't get top. Right, I'll start another game, but I'll probably have finished the video before we finish it. Yeah, so the gameplay is simple, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, the comparisons, as I say, between this and Trailblazer. I mean, Trailblazer is an incredibly simple, you know, game idea, but it works, and the same applies here. It's nowhere near as fast as Trailblazer, but you know, the comparisons between the two are unavoidable. And well, as I've shown, while the first, well, certainly the first level, maybe the first couple of levels are pretty simple, it doesn't stay that way. It does get pretty tricky. So the challenge is definitely there. And that makes the password system quite handy if you want to skip past all the, you know, the easy levels and just get straight on to you know, those really tough bastard levels like 5 onwards. Then, you know, yeah, you can. But yeah, I think the game is decent enough. I mean, I certainly couldn't say it's a shit game, not in the slightest. It looks good, sounds good. Well, it looks good if you can look beyond the very heavy pixelation on the tunnel. But yeah, it sounds good. I think the music is superb. And the gameplay is there, the challenge is there. It's got pretty much everything. So I definitely recommend giving this a go if you haven't already tried it. If you have already tried it, then I recommend giving it another go anyway, because the game's decent. So I will rate this 8 out of 10. And yeah, I will definitely say give it a bash. If you decide to get well, bollocks, I already fucked that up. If you decide to download it, I would definitely recommend using the cartridge image. You can actually buy it in physical media, which you can use on an actual 64 rather than through the emulation that I use. But yeah, I definitely recommend trying the cartridge version. I mean, that said, I haven't even tried the disc version yet, so I don't know what the loading times between levels are like. But of course, with the cartridge, you completely eliminate that anyway. So yeah, that's definitely the one to try. So that is Yoomp 64. I highly recommend it. It's just not. Oh, okay, right. Well, as I fucked up that level, let's not try and finish that level off. So, well, there you go. That is Yoomp 64 then. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out. That brings this review to an end, and as always, we'll see you at the next one.